Avatar Meher Baba says to bring the same person out of his sanity is very difficult. But to bring out a madman is very easy because easily he is already out but from the back door. He has tasted something of the outside. We have only to show him the right door and say, please don't go out from the wrong door. Go from the right door. Being out is perfectly right, but choose the right door. And Avatar Meher Baba turned many mad people into enlightened people. In deep love, I salute His Holiness, Avatar Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba says, I have come not to teach but to awaken. I am the ancient one. I belong to no religion. Every religion belongs to me. My own personal religion is of my being, the ancient infinite. One, and the religion I share with you all is of love of God. This love can be practiced by anyone, high, low, rich, poor, everyone and every caste and creed can love God. Ketu is loved by Sri Guru Jupiter. The dilemma is that many Rahush men are always trying to wear the mask of Ketu and making a good business of spiritualism. The real Ketu men, the real diamonds are far away from the glamour, the fame, the connections because they are perfectly aware of how fake this world is. Out of 1 million, only a few would be true diamonds. The rest all just glitter. There is no real substance. Rahu is clever, but he may fake spirituality. In the morning, he may do all the drama of how spiritual he is, and when it is dark, when it is night, his true colors come out. Then he will engage himself in sex, liquor, pleasure, and much more. I call such men spiritual hops, meaning they simply use fake spiritualism to loot many innocent men and women. These are Rahush Babas and Rahush Sadhus, spiritual hawk. The nature of the hawk is to find its prey. These spiritual hawks are always in search of a nice prey. Ketu can help you to overcome the mind. In fact, Ketu and mind, Ketu and moon are totally contrast in nature. Ketu is willing to give up, to let go, but the mind is not, and the mind is never willing to let go. The nature of the mind is to cling, and it is this clinging nature that brings many miseries to your life. You become a slave of your mind, and that begins the journey of this. The mind is a beautiful servant, but a dangerous master. Ketu in the first house has the ability to jump, and only that man and that woman can truly experience spiritual bliss who has the ability to jump into the unknown. It requires tremendous courage, and courage comes only when you are following the truth. To accept the challenge of the unknown is courage. The fears are there, but if you go on accepting the challenge again and again, slowly, those fears disappear. A man who is less of logic and more of love can jump. Peter the fisherman jumps, Arjuna jumps, Sariputta jumps. The greatest disciples have had the courage to jump. This jumping is possible only when your first child is inclined towards Ketu. And Ketu in the first house, or Ketu with the moon, or Ketu with sun, is indeed a blessing in disguise because the person has the potential, has the understanding to jump into the unknown. Imagine, just imagine, a stranger comes to you and you don't even know his name and the stranger says, look into my eyes, follow me, and I will make you the fisher of men. You would say, "Oh, who are you?" And then you may ask him 100 more questions. You may raise millions of doubts. You see, that is how the common man is, a slave of the mind. And the mind is logical, the heart is illogical, and yet it is the heart that knows the truth. Peter the fisherman, what a beautiful soul he must be. Innocent, totally illiterate, and so much faithful. Faith has no questions, my fellows. Faith has no questions. Faith can see something precious that your mind, your logic cannot. And Peter the fisherman could see. He could see that this man is something. His voice, his lingering fragrance, the depth of his eyes. There was so much love, so much compassion in those beautiful eyes. He could sense the divinity. He falls at this man's feet and says, I am ready to follow you. Everything was dropped in 1 second, and Peter the fisherman starts following this man whom he has met for the very first time in his life. And soon Peter learns that the man he is now following is no other than Jesus Christ. I have absolutely no doubt that Peter the fisherman is a Ketuish man. Because it is only Ketu who has no logic, and only a man who has no logic can dare to jump into the unknown. And Peter jumps. Later it is this same Peter, the fisherman, who goes on to become one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. The Christians have venerated Peter as one of the greatest saints. Peter the fisherman becomes Saint Peter. That is the beauty of faith. That is the beauty of Sri Ketu. That is the beauty of the heart. A man who follows his heart always finds something precious that a man of logic cannot. The mind is mechanical. The heart is spiritual. The mind is intellectual. The heart is intelligent. The Bible mentions that Jesus holds the feet of Peter in his holy hands and pours water. The Master is washing the feet of his disciple Peter. And when Jesus is washing the feet of his disciple Peter, Peter says, Lord, are you going to wash my feet? And Jesus replied, you do not realize now what I am, but later you will understand. No, said Peter, you shall never wash my feet. And Jesus answers, unless I wash you, you have no part with me. Then Lord Peter replied, not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well. How beautiful is this? How to express this love? The master coming towards the disciple, the disciple coming towards the master. It is pure oneness, where there is no student, there is no master, but pure oneness. That is how Papaji, one of the greatest disciples of Bhagavan Raman Maharshi, goes. Look within. There is no difference between yourself, self, and Guru. You are always free. There is no teacher. There is no student. There is no teaching. Just the touch of Sri Guru and Sri Ketu liberates you. Ketu leads you to the ultimate freedom from the unending cycle of birth and rebirth. Ketu is the force, the energy that enables moksha, ultimate liberation. That is why 12th house, the house of liberation, is a home to Ketu.